Hi, it's Kira from Sweetest Times. I'm here to show you what I got done in January. I touched all my whips this month, so I haven't made huge progress on any of them, but I have touched all of them. I guess we'll start here. Christmas memory jars. I actually made decent progress on this one. Can't remember, but I'll put probably a photo there where I was. I think I had made it to the second jar, but I was just in the white, so I've finished one colour of the white and I've started the reds, and I'll probably add more to the white. I think will be the next colour I work on, since it's got such a huge section of white, bluish light colours, but that one is coming along quite well. So I'm hoping next time to get it to get some more whites done, or even get all the white done and make it to a different colour. I'm not sure yet. It just depends on when I next get to it and what sort of stitching time I'll have on it. Next one I will show you will be my safe harbour, and I'll put a picture of where I was last time. I'm not sure how much noticeable progress this one has, but I've done, I think, maybe a bit more of the sail over here and blue. I worked a fair bit in the blues down here. I would like to get all the blues in between the sails done, so that way I can make it sort of get this sort of half of the project finish. And then after I get this half, I don't know whether I'll work on the other half for the sea bit, or whether I'll go up into the sky and do bits of the sky next, but I am making good progress on that. Like, it's so cool how far, like, how much this is coming together and turning into a picture rather than just a collection of colours. It's kind of hard to see, like, I think the light quite blows out these greens up here. But hopefully once it's all one picture, it'll be a bit more obvious what it is. Because you can see it in person quite well, those greens, but I don't think they reflect as well on the camera. Next one is Raven God. I think this was the last one I was working on when I did my last video. And I don't think I've achieved that much more on it. What area did I start in? There it is. So we're slowly making progress in that top corner. And still looks like nothing, but the background's definitely coming along, and I think I'm pretty close to starting to get one section to actually look like a tree branch instead of just nothing. But I don't know when that one will next be coming out. Maybe this month, maybe not, I don't know. Next one is Beauty and the Beast by Soda Stitch. I don't think I've made a lot of progress in this, but it's made enough progress in it that you can see that something else has emerged from the stitching. So I think last time I was working down here, down on this thing, so I've got this all back stitched now, and I have got these really cute little sweeties. So there's a little cinnamon bun and two probably caramel toffee type chewies. And I've started up on the white of the clock person. But before I can get him back stitched, I have to get the border up here done, since the back stitching goes over the border. Since I've already stuffed up the border once in this middle one, so I had to pull it all out, and I'm kind of nervous to do it all again, but because I know I've got it right here, since I've had to back stitch over it, that I know that it's in the right spot this time, while before I didn't have a marker or anything to connect it with, because I was going off the corner, and I think it was still very, very early in my stitching journey, and I miscounted, so I was one too far over or something, and it would have been fine, but it would have just made some very tight squeezes in some of these areas, these side panels. So it was a lot easier just to, well, I wanted it to be perfect, so I ripped it out so I could do it perfect. But that one's coming along nicely, and I hope I'll be able to get it out soon, because this one just stitches up so easy. Like, you put in 200 stitches and you've got like nearly a whole nother thing appearing in it. So I know the middle block is going to be the longest one to get stuff done in it, but it's definitely progress that is happening a lot quicker than my other stitches. So I think it's the one that makes me most excited at the moment, because I can just see things in it so much clearer than everything else. And my last project was my New Year, New Start. There's not a lot in this yet. It's only 150 stitches. But I have blue in my West Beach. So I know the grime guard's on wrong, but there is so much fabric in this that it's literally just become a pouch for the fabric. Because having the grime guard on correctly, it was not enough to keep the fabric in. So this is just literally become a pouch for the fabric. And this cute little needle minder. It's a little like scale star. So I thought that was appropriate for my beach scene. I did get a Q-snap. I didn't have one before, but I knew doing this one in a hoop, especially since the only hoop I have available, I just switch it between all my projects, is like, I think it's a 6-inch hoop, so it's very tiny, and managing all that fabric with this little hoop and trying to move it and not accidentally stitch into my fabric again was going to be an absolute pain. So I thought I can get a Q-snap and just keep it on the Q-snap for as long as I need it to be on a Q-snap. Maybe I might get a big Q-snap or a frame or something later, but right now this is the easiest way to do it, and I'm not exactly rolling in money, so I can't just keep changing what I have. But yeah, I managed to get about 150 stitches on this in January. I'm probably going to focus on this for February, since a lot of people are doing full coverage February. I'm not going to do it every single day, because I do find full coverage is a little tedious, and as much as I'd love to do like a whole page in a month, that's not possible for me. Not with the rate that I stitch full coverages. So I'm hoping to make some progress in here, get maybe to 500 stitches, if not like more, but I think 500 stitches would be a good goal for my stitching level in February. And we'll see what I get done from there. Like, if I do manage to reach a spot where I'm comfortable, or if I've had enough of this one, I might go on to my Raven God so I can keep with my full coverage in February, but I don't think I'll be touching as many projects this month as I did last month. So that is all my projects. I did make use of a couple of Boxing Day sales in December, excuse me, and they all arrived in January, so I have a fair bit of haul. Like that. That's my box of haul at the moment. So what should I start with? I might start with the fabrics, since I didn't get a lot of those. I got these from Number 12 Stitching Co, since I do try to support Australian companies where I can. So this one is, I believe, 32 count Sea Mist, and I got this with a piece in mind, but I need to actually check to make sure any of the colours won't accidentally disappear onto it. I don't think it will, because I don't think there's any that are this colour. This is sort of like a greeny grey blue. So I'm thinking this will be fine for that piece. I just need to check the flosses. If not, I'm sure I will find something that this will work for, because it's a beautiful colour, and I think there would be plenty of pieces where this would be a perfectly fine fabric for it. And I also got a surprise bag. So I haven't actually opened any of these to see if they're all got names and stuff, or whether they're just surprises. But I got a pretty neutral pack, which is fine. Like, I like that dark brown up there. That's really cool. And I don't know what I'd use it for yet, but I'm sure I can find something really nice to put on there. And I don't think these are big pieces, so they're not going to be for any huge designs, but it'll be a good way to test, to try out number 12 Stitch Co's fabrics more. So, yeah. So they're only little pieces like that big. And they've got numbers on them, but I don't know whether that's just their, like, whether it can tell me what any of these are. No, it doesn't appear to be any names on any of these. I like this one as well. It's sort of like a brown, but like a slightly pinky brown. So a sort of off-white, like a yellowed page type of off-white. That would be pretty good for a lot of ones. And this one is yellow. It kind of has a greenish tinge to it. Sort of like a... I'm not sure what it looks like, but yeah, it's like a yellow, but not bright, like a greeny kind of aged yellow. So they're the fabrics I got. I got them all from number 12 Stitch Co. I'm hoping I like these fabrics. Oh, I've worked out what the numbers are. The numbers are the count the fabric are. So this one's a 40 count. This one must be a 36. This one is also a 36. And this one is a 28 or 26. I reckon it'll be a 28, given what they have on their site. So they're nice, and I'm sure I can find some small little designs that I'd try on here, experiment a little. I don't mind the feel of their fabric. It's not the softest, it's a little bit scratchy, but I don't have a lot of experience with linen, so maybe that's pretty normal for linen. And I do have very sensitive skin, so what might feel a little bit scratchy to me is probably not scratchy to other people. I did get one more thing from number 12 Stitch Co. I got this Twin Peak Primitives ornament book for 2022. And there's quite a few cool ornaments on there. I like that little snowman in the teacup. I'm definitely going to do that one at some stage, but I don't think I'll do all of them in here. There's a few that I think are only okay. Like, I'm not really a big fan of that Santa down the bottom there, but there's a few in here that I definitely will be doing, and I think it'll be quite fun. So I'm hoping to enjoy that. Stay. Sorry, I'm just precariously piling things up beside me. So the other order I got was from JK's Cross Stitch. I've ordered from them before. I got quite a few fabrics from them before, and I think their service is pretty good. That's where I got my Q-Snap and Grime Guard from. So that was on West Beach. It's like childish drawings of animals, the Grime Guard. And she always gives free needle minders when you do an order with her. I actually managed to get 2 this time around because part of my order hadn't come in and had to be delayed, so when she sent out the second half, I wasn't expecting a needle minder with it since it was technically part of an order that I'd already got a needle minder for, but I still got a second one, which is another little flower with rhinestones. So with her, I got 2 patterns that I ordered specifically. I got this one, which is the journal scrapbook, the My Garden Journal from Cottage Garden. This is the first one, the January one, which comes with an extra little like cover page for the scrapbook if you want to. I'm hoping to do all of these eventually, but I'll just start with one for now and see where I go with it. And the other one I got, I prefer to keep it in the bag, but it's just a normal snaplock bag and it's got a logo on it, is this one, Here Comes Treble from Ink Circles. I have a music teacher that has been an absolute gem for me. Like, she taught me all through high school, and when I came back to my local town after being away for a while studying and I had to move back home, we accidentally met up again, and she's like, hey, do you want to join the school band again? We're always got room for another clarinet. And it's like, okay. So yeah, I'd like to make this for her, because I think she'd like a music cross stitch that I'll probably make into an ornament. At the moment I want to do it with the fancy floss, but it depends on whether I can actually get the fancy floss, so we'll see. So they're the 2 patterns that I actually set out, like, I didn't set out to order them. They're the ones I chose to order, but I also got 2 mystery bags. Well, I got 1 mystery bag, but the special she was running was you get 1 and you get the cheaper one with it as an extra. So I'll start with the smaller one. So the mystery bags have some patterns and some sort of extra fancy bits. So this is the smaller mystery bag. It's the $20 mystery bag with a value of $50. This one I got the Prairie Schooler ABCs. I actually quite like this one. I do want to do the B because of the Blackbird song. I really like that song. It reminds me of my childhood. And obviously C has got Hey Diddle Diddle, the cow jumps over the moon. I'm not sure what A is supposed to be. I'm assuming it's also related to a nursery rhyme, but I'm not 100% sure. And then we got this pattern from Shenanigans. It is Abigail. I like this, but it's not something that's really high on my list of things I want to make. It's like a bear with a flower crown. Can't quite read who this is by, but it's Dutch Iris. That's quite pretty. I do like my florals, so this one will probably get made at some point. This one I can't see it. Oh, the designer's down there. Ellen Maria Storch, and this one is Cook. Little bear in a kitchen. I think this would be really adorable in like a children's home corner, but I don't know if I'd actually stitch it myself. Currently I'm going to keep it, but I don't know if I ever actually will stitch it, so it may be reviewed at another time to be destashed. Oh, and there was one more pattern in here. This one is Mystic Stitch Ink, Princess of the Stars. So she's very pale, but she is an Egyptian princess with hieroglyphics and like a space scene. So I think she'd be pretty cool to do. There were some stuff in here, but I must have put it somewhere else. I'm good at moving stuff and then forgetting what I've done with it. So it's probably ended up in this one. And this is the bigger bag. This is the one I actually got. So this is the $50 mystery bag, which has a value of $85. So in this one I got a punch needle tool. I don't know if I am ever going to do punch needle, but I have it now. I have candle wicking cotton for embroidery. I don't know if this is just like white DMC. Well, it's made by Sullivan's. Don't know. Maybe I could use it just like DMC thread, or maybe I can use it for other stuff. I'm sure I'll find a use for it. We have some embroidery iron transfers. Cute, but I'm not sure if I would ever use them. I don't exactly have any need to embroider cute things like this. Oof. This is one of the packs of just so I got some Mill Hill crystal treasures. I don't exactly have a project for them yet, but I'm sure I will find a use for them one day. Another crystal treasure from Mill Hill. So like a red sort of teardrop shape. So I've got a Thread and Silks Colours. This one is Emerald Isle. It seems pretty straight colour, so I don't think there's any variation to it. And I got two Selkie colours, so these are number 8 braid. I don't know if that's, I think the normal cut size for Selkie or Krynic? Krynic, sorry. Might be the normal size that you use for cross stitching, but I think it's the number 4 that they use for cross stitching. So again, I might find a use for this, might not. I don't know at the moment, but they're pretty colours. I like this blue one. I think this is a gorgeous colour. Okay, so another pack of goodies. So I've got these, another lot of crystal treasures from Mill Hill. Got these, I'm not entirely sure what they are, but my best guess would be their needle felting needles, but I'm not sure. There's no real label to tell me what it is. Like, there's numbers and stuff, but it doesn't actually say these are such and such. There's no brand, there's no title, nothing. And a set of needles. These ones are quite small and thin, but my needles I have lost a couple of needles, so I'm sure I'll find a use for them very soon. So I had another thread. I can't seem to find it. Did it appear? It'll appear. I got this pattern from the big bag. I'm not really a horse girl, so I probably won't ever stitch this one, especially since it looks full coverage, and a full coverage horse is not exactly something I'm super excited about. I got this. This one I am going to stitch because our dog is named Jack, and while this dog looks nothing like him, it's still really cute, a little puppy in a slipper. I could lighten the browns a bit and it probably would look like our Jack. Lilies. I like this one. It's pretty. It's got a very arty feel to it. So it's probably one that I will maybe eventually do. And that would be Jack. And this one, another Mystic Stitch, and it's Peacock. I think this is gorgeous. Our area actually had a resident peacock for a while. It was really weird. Like, nobody knew where he came from, but he'd just like wander around the blocks and show off his tail. And my little sister was really little when this peacock was around, so she'd go, "Mummy, Mummy, the teapot!" No, peacock. Oh, apricot! So, I do have fond memories of peacocks. It was cool when you'd go outside and you'd find like a tail feather and be like, "Oh, this is awesome." Weird, I thought I had a second skein of floss, but I did get a little drawstring bag. I think that'll be good as a small sort of project bag for knitting and stuff. It could work for cross stitching as well, but I think it'd be better suited to knitting or crochet. Probably crochet, given how small the bag is. So that is my stitchy haul. I guess all I've got left to show you is my knitting, and I actually did some crochet this month. I actually finished some crochet this month. So I'll get that all set up. Okay, I'm back. That took a bit longer than expected because Mum came home while I was setting it up and it was noisy and busy, but mostly everyone's out again. So I think I'll show my biggest achievement with knitting and crochet, and that is I finished my beanie. The pom-pom's a little rough, but it's cute enough. And the colour changes are really sudden. But it's a beanie. Looks like a beanie. Wears like a beanie. I'm not exactly... Beanies don't look the greatest on me, especially because they push around my glasses, but it's a beanie. Definitely don't need to be wearing a beanie today. It is 30 degrees Celsius and it is overcast, so it's muggy and it's probably going to turn into a storm this evening, but yay! And then I finished my little sleeve. It's meant to be for a phone, but I'm probably going to use it just to chuck stuff in my bag without them going everywhere in my bag, because it is a disaster in there right now. I did some work on my little flower garland. Not a lot, but I turned a couple of the strips into little rosebuds. I can't quite get them to sit nicely, but they're still kind of cute. So hopefully I'll get all those sewn into rosebuds eventually and I can actually sew it on the garland. And last of all, for knitting, I had to clean out my knitting box because I discovered that mice had found their way into it and had started nesting in some of the wool and stuff, so that was a fun job. But while I was sorting around in there, I found some kits that I'd gotten from magazines, so I found this one, which I have started. I am just working on I've knitted up the fairy light tree and I just need to put on the fairy lights. So that's the tree. I need to sew it together. Sew it that way, and then you turn it inside out and let the bottom roll in, I think. I don't know. I'll work it out when I get to it. But yeah, knitted up the tree. I just got to sew it together and sew on the fairy lights, which won't take me long, so that'll probably be my project to work on when I don't really feel like cross stitch and just want to sit and watch TV or something. So that is all my knitting stuff at the moment. I do have a project I want to start probably around my birthday, which is in March. But I don't see the point of showing you that right now. I'll probably show you March if that's when I plan to start it. In terms of life is pretty boring right now. TAFE is stuffing me around like usual. Hopefully I'll find out about whether I can participate this week, even though it should have started last week, but I didn't get any information until the week before, and I didn't find out anything whether my application had gone through last week, so I'm hoping to find out if my application went through this week. It'll be a pain in the butt if it does not, if I don't find anything about it. I have a little bit of work now. It's only like 3 hours a week in the mornings, like an hour a day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's not every week, so yay. I had a job interview Friday, which shouldn't clash with the morning work, and will only be 3 days a week, so it should still work for TAFE if TAFE ever sorts itself out. Family stuff is weird right now. My youngest two siblings are back at school, but I'm hoping for a better month. I'm hoping to get some clarification on how my year's going to be and what I'm actually going to be doing in it, which will be really relieving compared to just the sort of wanderless, lost, directionless feel I have right now. So, hoping to get somewhere there. Dance starts up again this week, so that'll be something. I only have it once a week, but my sister does 4 different dances, so she spends quite a fair time at the dance studio. But that'll be good. Getting some exercise and going back to talking to some people that I'm friendly with. I'm not sure if I'm friends with them yet, but I'm friendly with them, so it's good to have that social outlet. So yeah, hopefully this month I can get a lot of progress on my full coverages, or at least a lot of progress for me on my full coverage. It'd be really great if I could get to 500 stitches, or even 600 or 700 stitches, or 1,000, I don't know, we'll see where we get. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, if you want to share anything with me, feel free to leave that in the comments. I would love to see it. I got a couple of nice comments last month, and I would love to see some more.